Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Primal Prepper. If you are a regular viewer, if you are new here, then welcome to Primal Prepper, and I hope you enjoyed the channel and think about going back and having a look at my back catalogue of videos and seeing what else I do other than talking about Simpson predictions. Okay, now this is obviously a prepping channel. The idea of this is like getting ready for unforeseen events, be it severe winter storms, power outages, water being cut off unexpectedly, to the much bigger things like super volcanoes going off, etc., etc. But I'm doing prophecies. Okay, so yes, this is a little intro. If you've watched the first one and you're coming into this one, straight into this one, then I'm sorry. And if you're watching all three all rolled into one video, then again, I'm sorry that I'm going over this bit. I might edit it out. I don't know. But for for those of you who are watching me for the first time, this is your first video, and then basically, the Simpsons. I get my teeth in, Simon. The Simpsons have an amazingly good track record of getting the future right. Now, there are multiple different reasons for this. The actual producers of The Simpsons say we throw so much stuff out there, some of it's bound to stick eventually. Yeah, which is true, the laws of averages and all that. The other theory could be that they're from the future and they're trying to help us in bad times. Again, that could be a theory. My personal one I go with is mass manifestation. Basically, thousands, hundreds of thousands, perhaps even millions of people all watch The Simpsons at the same time or within a small period of time. They all see the subliminal things within The Simpsons, even if they don't realize it, and then they all inadvertently manifest. Now, manifest is when you create the own things you want in your own life through your thoughts. And now basically this is like thinking that you are really popular, telling yourself in the mirror that you are amazing and everyone likes you, and eventually people start liking you and everyone you bump into thinks you're a great, amazing person. Some of it is real, some of it's not, some of it's just a bubble you produce around yourself and then something comes and pops it, and others of it is real manifestation. Okay, you hear these stories about people who said, I just knew that I was going to do a certain thing by a certain time in my life, and it happened because I kept on manifesting it. Now, with The Simpsons, obviously, they put out their cartoon, millions of people watch it, they all start manifesting it, it happens. So we've already covered January and February. This is part 2, which is March and April. Okay, January is amazingly cold weather for the northern states of America, in particular, leading to infrastructure failures and the like. February was followed by floods and droughts, depending on what side of the Americas you are on. Okay, so that basically covers that. If you haven't watched it yet, I will stick a link in the description. I might even put an end screen up at the end of this video. If you don't want to wait that long, you can just skip to the end and go and watch the first one now if you want. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind. But yeah, so I'll stick a end screen up so you can link into that first video and watch the first part. Bearing in mind, while I'm videoing this, we're right at the end of January. It's day 2, the beginning of day 3 of the winter storms over in America. So yes, they look like they're hitting the mark with January. Obviously, it's still wait and see if there's flooding on the East Coast in February and drought on the West Coast in February. But we're not here to deal with January and February. We're here to deal with March and April. Now, for The Simpsons, March was a month of politics. Okay, March 2026 is a month of politics. They predict lots of political things, all centering around actually the same kind of core. They show that March, the US government reaches basically the peak of dysfunctionality. Okay, obviously, if you live in America, I say obviously, if you live in America, you probably know that the government is now lobbying the Congress about getting payments again I can't get my head around that bit. The government shouldn't have to be saying, I need this money to pay my people. It should just be given to them. Okay. Now, perhaps if the government's saying, I need this money to go and invade Venezuela, then yes, perhaps there could be an issue about, well, do you really need this money? Do you really need to go and invade Venezuela? But this is the day-to-day running of the government. They shouldn't have to ask for this money. They should just be given. But anyway, I'm not American. It's not my politics. So yes, it basically reaches a point of dysfunctionality in March. Now, in the episode The Kid Is Alright, from season 20, bad notes, and that could be 23, could be 25. I'm not entirely sure from my handwriting. I know, I should have. This is a prepping channel. This should be really well prepared. Yeah, season 20 something. There is a scene showing the Capitol building in chaos. There is people protesting outside. What are they protesting about? It doesn't exactly say. And you've probably seen real life footage of protests where you got 8 different signs up saying 10 different things on it. So, but the people outside Congress are, or the Capitol building, are all in protest. And it appears to be about the fact that Congress is being in a deadlock. Okay, so that's what it sort of visualizes. And during this particular episode, this particular scene, there is a visible date showing of March 2026 on a calendar. Okay, and obviously this will be in the background. If you watch the first one, you know a lot of this stuff is all in the background. It's never out front. It's never right up there, because, well, if they put it right up there, out front, it would no longer be a comedy cartoon show. It would then be a political show. Okay, so that's our first episode, which the Simpsons are predicting a March meltdown in the government. Now, in the God, I will apologise. I wrote this while I was in a van travelling. I think it's the whistling father is meant to be, or something. I really should go and check this again before. I might edit that out and put something. Anyway, from season 29. There is dialogue mentioning the March. Oh, it's actually written there as well. The March Madness in Washington, and I'm not talking about the basketball. Okay, that's what's written down. That's the dialogue, and that's not what I'm talking about. I wouldn't know anything about basketball. If there was any American sport I would know a little bit about, it'd be your football. Okay, so there is that. In the episode titled Krusty the Clown from season 26, a news anchor says March 2026 marks 3 months of logistical do you know, I got another channel. This is one of the reasons I'm doing this, because I got another channel. It's a tarot channel. And I can't say paralysis on that one either, but I managed it there. So logistical paralysis is one I have to learn. Okay, penicillin used to be a very similar one for me. I never used to be able to pronounce that. I had to sit down. I do have learning difficulties after all, so I won't have to sit myself down and train myself how to say paralysis properly. Okay, especially in general conversation without thinking about it. So according to The Simpsons, this dysfunction actually starts in January, okay, which, well, we all know, because I think it's the end of January is when the government runs out of funding and they need to refresh their funding. And worse, or it worsens, I should say, in February, and come March time, it has reached a breaking point, or even already broken, to the point of being unable to actually pass any basic legislation or agree on anything, really. So Okay, so in our, wait a second, I'm just going to move my notes so I can actually read them a bit better without having to look round the camera all the time. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about the little jump and the little pause there. In Bully, yeah, bull as in the animal, not bull as in the bouncy. In season 33, in a TV, or in a TV in the background is showing breaking news. Okay, so you know the thing. I'll be the news presenter, blah blah blah. And behind me, breaking news written above my head, and on a little ticker on the bottom, it's telling me what that breaking news is while the news presenter is actually talking about it. And it says constitutional crisis declared March 2026. Okay, now that particular episode is not clarifying exactly what that crisis is. It's just saying it's just there. It's telling us it's there. There's a constitutional crisis. Now, there are Easter eggs, okay, from other episodes. These Easter eggs don't really mean much until you put everything together. And these Easter eggs suggest there's a conflict between different branches of government. Obviously, again, I say obviously, it's not obvious because you might not be from America like I'm not. But if you're American, you know that you have different parts of government. You have the judicial system, you have the, I don't know the others, okay? So, yeah, there you go. Let me know in the comments what these three are. And if you actually see there being disagreements between them, because obviously you are on the front line in America when it comes to talking about your government. So let me know in the comments about the state of your governmental affairs, and if you think the Simpsons are actually getting it bang on the nail in a couple of months' time. So yes, the government branches, they're not seeing eye to eye, and the experts, it's so severe, the experts are actually calling it a crisis. Okay, so let's have a little look-see at what comes next. April comes next after that. So that was us covering March for a little while. Well, actually, before I finish, because obviously January was all about like the snow and the cold. February was all about flooding and drought, which are both weather-related things, all because the Simpsons decided that they were going to cover the political side of society when it comes to March. It does not mean all of a sudden the really weird, strange, wacky weather has stopped. There will still be storms. There will still be stuff happening in March. Probably following on from previous things, like obviously in the first video. It says fucking obviously again. In the first video I done, I did make the standout point that after you have a lot of snow, you tend to get a little bit of flooding because all that snow melts off, and normally within a day or two of each other, and it's a combination of like maybe a month's worth of rain all sitting there building up, and then it all comes out in a couple of days. It creates havoc and flooding. So there will be a follow-on from that. The flooding will create problems which put pressure on the government, and the snow and the ice in its first month will create problems which will put pressure on the government. They will have to spend extra money where they weren't expecting to spend it, which is why there's probably a political deadlock come March. These things are all linked. Everything is always linked. Remember that there is never ever a standalone thing. So come April 2026, the predictions are switching back to the environment, okay? Or more to the point, natural disasters, geological and volcanic. I'm saying volcanic because that's what the program I watched, or the YouTube video I watched, one of the YouTube videos I watched about all this, said. And they didn't actually mention anything about volcanoes going off in their video. But no doubt there will be. Okay, as I said with the government thing, everything else keeps happening. Okay, so there probably will be volcanoes going off in April. Maybe there'll be a volcanic uptake in April. Maybe there'll be a few sleeping volcanoes which decide to waken up. Maybe even some of your American volcanoes like Hood or Rainier, or perhaps even I don't know, what's the other one? St. Helens might become active. I'm not saying that they're going to create a huge problem, but maybe they'll start smoking out the top of them or bulging to show that there is an eruption present. Okay, so multiple episodes show ground shaking. The West Coast is in crisis. California is facing the big one. Okay, that's what the general gist of April is for The Simpsons. The episode titled "The Man Who Came to Have Dinner." Okay, from season 26, and I'm not sure. Maybe we've mentioned this one before, or maybe I just watched this video so many times, or this one particular video so many times to get the information out of it. It's just stuck in my head. But that seems really familiar. I might be thinking of the man in the flannel pants. It could be that. Okay. But anyway, the man who came to have dinner in season 26. There's a scene showing a news footage of the earthquake damage. Okay, so the actual aftermath of the earthquakes, and the date stamp shows April 2026. Yeah, this one's a bit of a mouthful for me. In Teenage Mutant Milk Causes Hurdles. Okay, from season 27. They come up with some wicked titles, The Simpsons do, don't they? A character says, "Remember April 26th, when the earth wouldn't stop shaking." Now, I'm just going to put in a little point at this. Yeah, without actually going and seeing that episode, trawling over it myself, getting the original dialogue and script for it, there's a bit of controversy in my mind about this. Now, the video I was watching said April 26th. Now, that could be any April 26th in any year. Okay? Because generally speaking, when people are talking about like a month and a year, they wouldn't say 6th. They would say, "Do you remember April 26th?" Yeah? As in, because we don't call it 2026, we call it 2026. So there is a little bit of controversy in my mind about that one. It might be the exact date of any year, or it might be that year. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just putting that one out there right now, just in case. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I had to point that out. It popped into my head, and being a tarot reader and an energy reader, if something just pops into your head randomly like that, it's normally for a reason. Okay, in another episode titled 20 for 30 in season 28, there is a reference to the April quakes that changed the coast, or the West Coast, forever. Okay, another point of note here, it's a plural, quakes, more than one. Okay, so this isn't just one massive super quake. This is going to be multiple smaller ones, I suppose. And to be fair, I have lots of interests. I'm a prepper. I do tarot readings. If you want to go and check out my tarot channel, please feel free. I might actually put these videos on my tarot channel as well. But anyway, so yeah, there's this. The scientists. I also like volcanics and earthquakes and the stuff. So I do follow those general things as well. Generally speaking, the scientists all agree on the fact that the big one, which would affect California and the San Andreas Fault and I can't remember the other one. It goes that way across the Pacific into America, and the Cascadia Fault. It actually links the Cascadia Fault and the San Andreas together. And when it pops back into my head, I will probably blurt it out. But they don't think it's just going to be one massive earthquake, which is going to cause it. They think there's going to be a chain of earthquakes. One reasonably big one releasing pressure, putting more pressure on further down the line. Think of unzipping a coat, okay? It will be like that. More than one big, massive earthquake. Now, The Simpsons got even more specific in the episode Gone Boy from season 29. There's a calendar showing April 18th, 2026, circled in red. Okay, and next to that circle is the word shake. Okay, well, now this could be literally a dietary plan that someone's decided that they needed a reminder of, and they circled it and put shake next to it because that's the day they have their protein shake instead of a meal. Could be, I don't know, this is all speculation, but it could also be that's the date. 18th of April. So if you are on the West Coast, just bear that in mind. Maybe it's a nice time to take a week's vacation inland, away from the coast. When I say inland, I'm talking Nevada. Okay, so there is that for you. Yes, it's got the word shake written next to it. And coincidentally, if there's such thing as a coincidence, and if you watch my tarot channel, then you know there's not such a thing as a coincidence. Everything is connected. I've already mentioned it in this video once. Thus, this is why. It's the 120th anniversary of the Great San Francisco earthquake of 1906. And again, here we go. The scientists will say, well, earthquakes won't follow anniversary days. They happen when they happen. True. Just tell that to the New Yorkers who are now facing another potential record-breaking snowfall year, which happens to end in a 6. Okay, I saw a little video about this, and 2026, they're currently going through it. They're predicted record-breaking snowfall. 2016, 2006, 1996. You go and check them out and see the snow totals of those years, and then compare them to other years. Okay, so yeah, tell that to New Yorkers. Yeah, nature don't follow these anniversaries. Every 10 years, let's really dump on New York. Anyway, so that was New York, and that is also the end of the video. Oh, New York, as mentioned before, might be underwater by then. Who knows? So next, we will be going into May and June to finish off these videos. If you like this video, please feel free, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Feel free to drop anything in the comments, your views on The Simpsons and how they have such a great correction rate for their predictions. Did I call it predictions? Simpsons predictions. Let me know anything else you want. Let me know if you're worried about the big one on the West Coast. Let me know if you're worried about the governmental problems within your country. And again, it doesn't have to be America. It doesn't matter what country you're from. Just get in touch. It kind of might make you feel a lot better just actually expressing yourself somewhere. So there you go, all that. If you didn't like this video, you can give it a thumbs down. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind. Can you let me know in the comments why? Yes, I've mentioned I'm a tarot reader. I'm not a mind reader. Okay, so let me know in the comments why you gave it a thumbs down. I might be able to put it right in future episodes. Maybe you don't like my backdrop. Maybe you don't like my Hobbit picture up on the wall. Yeah, fine. I can take it down for my videos. Not a problem. But I need to know that that's what it is you gave it the thumbs down for, if you're that petty. Don't forget to share this out to other like-minded people, other preppers, or other people who are just into predictions and things. It's not just solely down to the prepper, okay? Until the next time, hopefully I will get this video out quite quickly, and the next video out, I'll be pushing it for the end of January, but definitely sometime in February, if not. I have got another video coming out soon, which is about the expected winter spell we're going to have in the UK in a few days' time, starting in a few days' time, which I have heard some people mention could be as bad as the winter of discontent. Okay, which something in my head is saying, well, that's another anniversary there, Simon. But anyway, enough of all that. Until the next time you're watching one of my videos, just remember, don't be scared, be prepared.